Hello, kids. Hello, searchers. Or was hello was searchers. I was looking at Susie Fanhaven's what do you call it, vlog video thing, and it's got me really thinking a lot here. There are some very interesting things in the photographs of the chest. I should say the stick. The stick is asking me questions. And then I've got these questions I thought I would ask you all to see what you've got to say about it. So, first of all, I'm going to try to keep this like a half hour, but I'll keep repeating the questions and you all can kind of chime in and answer as we go. First, if you were the one that found this treasure, would you leave, pardon me, something behind? Would you have left something behind? Suzy Q! Good morning. So I thought I would be asking some questions because there's some very interesting questions that have popped up. Would you have left something behind? Maybe not that day, maybe a few days, a week, a month. Would you have left something behind for the next person? Yo! Anthony Bryce. Wow. Yes, location to the final place. Yes, you would have. So what you're saying, Anthony, is you would have left something. Not it doesn't have to be something in the box. It would be nice, but something at that location to mark the location to for the next person looking. Many reasons, right? There'd be many reasons why you'd want to do that. So that's one question. And next, do you think, so if you would have left something behind, do you think the finder would have left something behind? Right? I mean, it's one thing for yourself to have left something. Do we think this unknown person would have left something behind? And then, of course, the stick in the chest. So you open the box, the stick is there. It was in the box the whole time. Is this a confirmation of a hint and clue? Redneck! Hey, how you doing, Redneck? Something, let's say, something and a description of it so it would be documented for community. Yeah, we're seeing one photograph. Hello, writer. We're seeing one photograph. But we're not seeing the photograph before it was touched. We don't see the photograph of how it was lying there, right? Next to, beside, whatever it was. We do not have that photo. There's a lot we don't have, of course, but we do not have a photograph of where it lied. We are seeing a photograph of the box opened, apparently not far from where it was found. Now, was the stick plus key equal sticky? Oh, that is really good. Sticky, very sticky indeed. So did the person who opened the box lay the stick in there? Was it in there the whole time? Why are we seeing hints or a clue, if that's what that is, after the fact? It becomes so extraordinarily irrelevant. So yeah, I think the stick is a Photoshop. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that, and I'm wondering about that. And I think because the gold is so reflective, it negates any kind of shadow. So I think it's actually higher on the plastic, and there's a bunch of reflected light. So that'll take away shadows right away. So what are the questions Gary's asking? One, would you have left anything behind, Gary? Would you, the finder, have left anything behind? Second question, speculating, do you think the finder would have left anything behind? Second, or actually third and last question, was the stick in the chest? Or was it placed in after the lid was open? See, Gary would leave something behind. I think the majority of people would leave something behind. For the second person, for the next series of runner-ups, for the edification that you have found the spot. There we go. You have figured out these clues and that, and whatever that is. So yes, I think Gary is the majority. Yes, you would have left something behind. Second question, do we think the finder left something behind? Is he in that same bit of mind? Third question, was the stick in the box? If stick is in box, lid opens, we're seeing stick in box. Why? I'd probably take it. Okay, let me read over. So this is Gary. I'll read Anthony after Gary. Okay. I'd probably take it all at first in an adrenaline rush and having not planned for it, but then I'd return, and leave something. And then after that is when you'd announce you found it, right? I mean, what's the point in going back after you've announced it? Because obstacles and all kinds of stuff. So, hey Nadine, or Jackie, rather, I'm finding it very interesting. And it's a thing to think about. Because if I'm on the premise that Forrest sent his grandson to go retrieve it to stop this thing, would there be something still remaining? It's an interesting, very interesting thing. And to see that stick in there, now let me pull this up, and there was this research I was doing here before this whole thing stopped was around George Carlin. Now, George Carlin, as I'm trying to type and think, he has done a thing called "Can't a Kid Just Play with a Stick?" Can't a kid just play? Because George put out this, says, can't a kid just play with a fucking stick? Why has he got to be so managed? So it's George's deal, right? He was really, really on this. Can't a kid just sit there and play with a stick? So I really think that might be, he's talking about education. This is Carlin really commenting on education, and it was poignant. And what year was this? This is like, right here, George Carlin. Even the simple act of playing has been taken away from children and put on mommy's schedule in the form of play dates. Something that should be spontaneous and free, now being rigidly planned. But kids don't have sticks anymore. So I'm finding stick looked like it came from the air. Yeah, it could be. He could have just found the stick, put it in there, walked away when he put that box down. So, hey, Jack. So I'm wondering, so this is bothering the crap out of me. This is bothering me. Why do that? There are so many things. So I watched Susie Fenhaven. Oh, I took a watertight container, wrote a note, and it was going to put something just in it. Right, okay. Looks like a fresh stick. Right. So many questions are coming up around this silly little stick. Sticky. Stickney. What's fascinating is the golf in the Olympics, 1904. William Stickney is the guy who won silver. What's the relevance of golf? Bat 21 is Gene Hackman in the movie where he's a jet pilot in an F-100 shot down. Well, he's not an F-100. He's in the big, like a Jolly Green, and he's shot down. And Danny Glover, who's in the same little airplane that we see in My War for Me with the tail number of 11904 there. So that little airplane is exactly the one that's in Bat 21. Bat 21 saying is a BAT 21 asterisk with Gene Hackman. So I'm wondering, and I saw that as a big hint because he's giving, the guy on the ground is giving, Gene is giving to Danny Glover coordinates based on golf courses. So dogleg, this and that, and he's trying to get out of where these big bombs are going to fall, these arc light. Really interesting. This stick. Why even have it? Why let it be in the photograph? It is ever so baffling. Is it just a coincidence? It's bothering me. Heading back east from Desert, I just wanted to say hello to y'all. And you hope so. Wiz loves y'all. Right on, Steve Wayne. Steve Wayne, outstanding, very nice. Symbolizes the bracelet was placed right on top. Oh. Yeah, there's that bracelet's not like right there, is it? Huh, if FF wanted to find her to be woed, right, then he'd open it. He'd open it. When he'd open it, he said that. So he'd have a stick on the top which attract from the glimmer. I think he looked like a cottonwood stick. Yeah, I'm all for that. Local area. Do you all, here's a question. Do you think there's any relevance to the stick? I mean, you have to think what relevance is going on currently. We're waiting for said finder. Bothers me to no end, this whole thing. First of all, there's a question. How many of you would have brought this to Forrest? Wouldn't you want your own? I mean, wouldn't you want to have that be a wonderfully documented meeting with your friends and have it at the bank or whatever and let Forrest see the thing? I don't understand why a finder would bring this back to Forrest when there is all the fun of possessing it and having it. Yes, there's all kinds of media problems and this and that, but at the same time, that's the thing you're looking forward to, is managing this here chest afterwards. That is kind of the canopy of stars. Huh. If you break a cottonwood stick, it looks like a 5-pointed star. Wow. Far out. Ross B, don't focus on the stick, but on the key. Well, is the stick a key? Sticky? It's fascinating. Sticky as a candy bar, sticky as in, that's just interesting all kind of ways. Bothers me to no end. Does this, I've got a feeling this isn't sitting right with any of you all as well. Symbolized bracelet, you have to, and if Susie Fenhave is in here, I think she is. I think there's 2 Susies in here, and I don't know if one of them is our Susie Fenhaven, but she brings up this. It's bothering her as well. For many reasons, this whole thing is bothering us. But I can't get past why anybody would bring it to Forrest. That just seems so... Stick as in Twiggy! Of course, Mr. T. Brilliant. And that is so true. Wasn't Twiggy a really big deal in 1969? I mean, I think you're right. I think it reflects George Carlin, 7 Dirty Words. Why can't a kid have he's got to have a play date. He just can't, sit there and play with a stick. You can't just do that anymore. So I definitely think it's kind of reflecting a time. But why after it's found? Figured either to help with the crazy shit about having fun. But the crazy shit is kind of the fun. I mean, if the crazy 70s model, yeah, like 69, 70s model, you're absolutely right. She was a really big deal in England. Twiggy, yeah, the really, really thin mini skirt wearing, yeah. And it's very dry, yeah. And does it look like it's been in there the whole time? That's just bugging me. Why? Okay, Gary, Sticker. If someone actually found the chest, he would ask what was on the top, and you would simply say a stick. Yes, but you see, Forrest would have passed away. We were all under the assumption Forrest would pass away. I was. I didn't think the old man would live this long. Thank God he has. How well he has. It's placed. So Forrest would be the only one to confirm you have found it, because the guy would say, yeah, I found a stick. Representing play. Marbles, pool. These are all games we play. Very interesting, this whole thing. Maybe there was instructions on how to proceed. We don't know. That's very good. There you go. Yep, when he opened it. Could have been something there. Hey, Ross B. Bob Ross. Sorry. The stick and the key means something. Yes. Stick and key. Really interesting there, Mr. Ross. I think the COVID-19 and civil instability caused him to get it back to keep everyone safe. I don't disagree with you there, Silver, but I don't see how a single guy by himself driving the car with no contact with anybody is going to be messing with the COVID issues at all. It's another thing to get on a plane from Florida, fly to Denver, then you rent a car. That's a whole other thing. But I mean, stick plus key, sticky. Yes, Jack, I fully agree with that. See, look how fast we were all putting things together. Tree is the key. There you go. Sticky situations. Everybody knows what the finder knows. Well, I don't know. Is it really? It's not like it's going to said finder's house. It's a place out in the forest. And I mean, I don't see that. What's the big deal? So what? So we know where the place is. Worst case scenario, 10,000 people go there. Now there's a trail from where you parked to this location on BLM land. Really not that big of a deal. Really interesting. He was quick on the draw. Quick on the draw. Stick figures. Well, now we got stick figures, stick drawings, stick key. We got stick and key right on top. Why? Rusted key. Why isn't that key bronze? What's with the rust? Iron oxide slides down the banister with rust. Is rust part of what? The more I talk about this with y'all, the more this is really bothering me. What are we getting? Rock, paper, scissors? That's good. Are we actually getting hints after the fact? And if so, why? Top right corner, outside of chest, looks like there is some old metal on the ground. Yeah, like a mud pit or something, huh? Yeah, I wonder. Rustic. Just like that. Rust and stick, rustic. Now look how fast you all are putting these words together. That's fantastic. This has got to not sit right. Does this sit right with anybody? I'm not saying this is a sham or a hoax or some kind of fake. It's Forrest's deal. He can do what he wants. But does this not feel strange to everyone? Crispy is giving me the piece and looks like a little, I can't see that. But yes, is this not sitting right with you all? That is the question. Is there something odd about this? Our brains are still churning. This is all very true, Silver Sage. Silver Stage. I kind of like that. But yes, I agree. Do rock, paper. I do like the rock, paper, scissors. Yeah, that is very interesting. We're seeing a rusted key. We have a stick. I don't see jars of dynamite. That's a whole bunch of questions there. But why show a stick? Why show a stick? Which, by the way, has knots on it, and those are also known as eyes. So we have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Here's Denise. Denise, Forrest draws stick figures. I know. this was a work of art to him. Yes, yes, yes. The hint is to keep going with the new discoveries he invented us to find. More of his art. Denise, I think that is absolutely beautiful. And we feel manipulated. I don't feel manipulated. I feel incomplete, like she left and I don't know why. I came home and she's gone. You know, this is Fenn's art. That's interesting, Denise. This is art. This is truly a really far out uh, avant-garde art project. I think you're absolutely right. Intermission, go to refreshments. Why, thank you. Yes, I shall. Cheers. Stick around. Oh my God. That's freaking brilliant. So Denise is got more on this, and from everything she's writing here that she's excited about, this thing has not stopped for this woman at all. Hey, Galen. And I can't say that I blame her one bit. We have no resolution. But the downside is, and Denise, I'm fully agreeing with you. I don't feel this is done, resolved, or any goddamn thing. But here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let's say you keep going on this, and why not? Common demeanor. Common demeanor. I was referring to about the twos. Oh, a second deal. Wow, 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 wow. That's interesting. Very, very, or stick around. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oh my God. Read all the stories with the twos. All right. So Denise is saying, wow, Denise, you're making a big statement here. And I'm not disagreeing with you. I've been kind of agreeing with it. I thought the very way he told the world it's been found was a massive hint of some sorts. And now we're seeing stuff in the bloody box that is hints. And now Denise is backing my little claim up here, which is just. So Denise, I'm at a loss. Treasure's been found. Treasure's with Fenn. Are you are you insinuating that there would be something still there in said location? Is the location itself the gold that's bigger than the freaking gold itself? Interesting. The second deals has always been there. Yeah, we missed it based on looking for the chest. I don't disagree with that one bit. Could the location that this box is in be greater than the gold? That is interesting. No, not the chest. And Ross thinks that the location, wow, Ross, are we? Wow, okay. Well, this just took a whole new turn. I suppose you all realize. I think we're voicing what's been in the back of our minds. He might have found it at least a year and decided not to tell anyone this year since COVID is and makes it appear he found after the states and parks open. That's cool too. I believe the story that Forrest left. Well, I believe. Okay. Oh, hi, Day. I believe it is the story that Forrest left the finder. Wow. I fully agree with that, Day. I think you're spot on. But is that story? Okay, Jack. If the finder left valuables in the location, okay. Now we're back to finder leaving something. Then we can conclude that the solve will never be given. Absolutely right, Jack. Well, now this is really taking quite the turn. When the ending was abruptly announced, it was like, All FF searchers were instantly shot down and had to eject. Wow. Shot out of a plane. Great analogy there, Mr. Express. Brilliant. Instantly shot down and had to eject and land in the jungle. A personalized shock. Yeah. Very good point. Wow. Forrest said, "You're a failure if you die with $50 in the bank." Just as a small part of his fortune. Very interesting, Denise. Very small part of his fortune. It's one of Bell's. It's not. I'm needing this to digest, my dear Denise, because I think you are making some extraordinarily poignant points. And by the way, I entertain that only ever slightly because I thought it was unhealthy for me to pursue a thing when a man says it's done. I mean, a lot of us have already gotten to an unhealthy point obsessively searching for this, and then the man says it's done. Here's the box, sitting in an office, bang, it's done, stand down. And yet we see these little things. It makes one really bang a head against the wall here. It's more of his art. I mean, right. So Denise, I think you're saying no because you do not think it is over. Am I correct in assuming that? Since we're having this walkie-talkie conversation. So let's be clear. You're saying this is not over. There is more to it. Perhaps the location is some sort of deal here that has got to it. But our minds work that way. Yes, this is true, Susie. Yes, it's true. We don't like to let go of things, right? Mystery search is over. Mystery research. The search is over. Good point. Okay. Read the 2 paragraphs. The announcement of the chest being found. Reading the number 2 paragraph. Oh, really? Can you put that up here, Denise? Because I think you're making a point that we're all 100% back. If you could copy and paste in, that would be really great. Because our searchers who have gone to a place where they were doing, kind of code, like a mild code work. And in that code work, it just keeps going on and on. And I think you have breached a lot of that work. And so have I. To what end, I do not know. I feel like I found the parts and how they connect to everything. I have yet to find. He invites us. He actually gave us a promise of new discoveries. Oh my goodness, really? Well, so this is on Dal's site, the announcement, right? So in other words, these are turning into some very interesting questions here. Ross, what did Ross have to say? Could he have it retrieved because of what's happening in the news to protect us? I think it's to protect his family and everything there, Ross B. In other words, think of the people who are dying. Breaking into his house, somebody thought his granddaughter is the treasure. He was going to kidnap her. Guy gets out of jail from breaking into his house and then goes to break back in thinking this stuff. So it's very interesting. Susie T, are you Susie Van Haven? Or am I just kind of missing it here? Closure is needed for sure. We just have to wait. Yeah, Jack. There is that. He invited surgery. Okay, so Denise, I'm going to see if I can't find. See if I have. Oops. More than half. Absolutely, Denise. And perhaps that was the complete intention is to get. I think that June 6th postmark was the end date. Ooh, what I think was his end date for the family protection after he is gone. Really interesting. Oh, first one, let's get this. What was that? First one, here's more information for Dal Nitzel. Dal Nitzel's site. So I have to go to Dal's site, and that is just hard to move around in there. So let's see. I'm trying to find the exact quotes here. Shifting, right? So it's shifting. Gary Gatlin Ghost and Gary, what is? I think someone found it in 2018 and held it. If that was so, Gary, then there would be someone would have used the marketing momentum to then sell the book, go on to talk shows, to use it. So if it was found in 2018 and they were getting ducks in a row, by 19 we would have heard it, because you don't want this to cool off. So I think it was found within the time frame. I think the day that I think it was found before, I think it was retrieved before 6/6/2020. I think he was probably out that month earlier. Just my opinion. Sorry to Susie T. You're not Susie Even. Thank you. Sorry. I'm sorry. In the photos in the coming days. Look for more information in the photos in the coming days. F. So that's Susie Q giving, okay, the chest was bait for the fisherman. He's the most patient man I know. It's the second parent for a reason. Wow. Very frustrated. So Gary's frustrated. Kelly knows we are definitely don't know where it was found. We don't. Wow, you guys are kind of all the same mind. Let me try to speak for you guys. You think the treasure itself obviously has been found. Likely the location it is found in has a greater value or importance than the actual gold? And are you thinking that the treasure search is still on to that degree? Changing my structure of questions. You know what I mean? Pardon me, I've got too much butter on my toast. There is more to this. I bet the farm. Wow. Redden Express, I don't. That would be interesting. Sasha's intuition was right at the whole time it was found. I have thought that as well. I will go on until something ends it. Wow. So Gatlin, I thought that as well. So wow. We do not know for sure. That is what Gary said. Yes, we have no actual. Wow. I get my first email reply from Forrest today. Great. What did Forrest have to say? He seems, he's yet to reply to any of my emails or videos that I have made for him. He has not even seen, which I find all very interesting. Street level imagination. I know where to look now. Street level imagination. That's very interesting. Wow, Denise. However, hint to more is omega times 2. Wow, omega times 2, that's 800, 1600. Well, now that's fascinating. It's all in the thrill of the chase. Fully agree with you, Denise. I really fully agree that all the information is there. No mention of the phone is slow. Okay. Double ending. So Denise, are you of the mind that you read the poem down and then you go from the bottom and go back up? And have you numbered it from the top down and then from the bottom up? And have you found those numbers interesting? Secondly, Denise, have you noticed that when it says, I give you title to the gold across the bottom, I took that I as Roman numeral 1 and made that my number 1, and then numbered up from there. Creek became 100. I found the numbers actually all came together on one of the rows. So by doing that, I thought it was, in other words, I always thought there was a little bit of a code inside the poem to let you know you're on the right track. So on that note, from capital I counting up, the word treasure is the 157th word. 6/6 is the 157th day. So Denise, a mirror to the street. Yes, okay. Wow, you guys are really thinking this isn't over more than it's over. Or you're waiting to kind of see. This is very fascinating. So my little group here of 500 people, which I really appreciate you all subscribing to me, which means that you are valuing somehow our communication together. So let us keep asking questions because I think that is healthy. The questions I think are, do you think the finder left something behind? Do you think the finder left something behind? You guys are insinuating the very location is the thing. That's interesting. Would you all leave something behind? Most of the twos happened on the street. There you go. The poem isn't. Canopy of Stars gives me. It's too cryptic. Absolutely drives me insane. Yes, I fully agree. But I mean, if you look at the word canopy, it's really interesting. Canopy in itself, the word, when you break it up, is very, very interesting. I will be looking for clues with forest. It's for the people who stick with it. Oh my God. Denise. Hey, Texas T. We're doing well. Emotional roller coasters. Currently going to AA meetings like every day, just so I have so I'm not alone. I'm staying, healthy and with groups. I've been trying to get my head wrapped around this, but I think Denise here is really making is saying the thing that we're all thinking. I gotta say it that way. Is this over? Is this over? All the other questions come to that. The day he announced it, the numbers he used to announce it, the day it bloody well falls on, how he has announced it. The fact that he made a comment on 6/1. 6/1. And then Gary says, yes, it's over. Gatlin saying, no, this is not over. You're worried about, Susie, thank you for your concerns, people. Thank you. Redneck has been going through a lot as well. He gives me a call from time to time to kind of check in. Totally fantastic. Very great. We seem to be kind of, being brothers to each other and backing each other up and like, yeah, it's going to be okay. We can do this. It just sucks. But, just kind of a little emotional release. AA meetings I found are great. And I don't talk about the Fen search, but I just talk about how I just feel so disconnected for everything. And then this search really made me feel connected, and now it's gone. So now I feel lost. So I think there's a lot of that. So it's not worth finding. If he left someone, it would probably be worth maybe a couple of thousand. Well, Gary, a couple of thousand right now would go far in my life. But there are FF meetings. These are the FF meetings, Captain says. Thank you, Captain. Yes, I'd like to welcome everybody to the Davio 9-step meetings. I'd like to open with the opening prayer. Jesus, Lord, help me get through this nonsense because my brain can't shut off. That'd be our opening prayer. My brain seems to be still wanting to, because, my brain's connecting to this because what's going on in the world seems like so much propaganda and lie and innuendo and so unclear. This seems easier. What a world we live in. So Denise, I must give you big props here for actually, coming out of the closet with Tom Cruise. No, coming out and saying all this, because it's exactly, I have been, the research I was doing right before this was found was extraordinarily compelling. I was really excited about it and was going out into the field and seeing stuff in a really different way. Felt very good. And all that. And then bang, it comes out, we're done, it's over. And then the way it's over reinforced every bit of research I was doing. So let's say the comment. See, on 6-1, Susie, he said that there was going to be an announcement. 6-1, as in 61 on the periodic table, I believe is AM. The reason that's important is scrapbook 252 starts out, it's 61 degrees, and he's with Willie. And so 61 degrees and what 6-1 means is really big. And the fact that he said that, and then 5 days later, 10 years, 1 day, oh, it's bothering me. You can share what FF talked about after you talked to him on the phone. Yes, I talked to Forrest, and he really didn't say anything really big at all. I was talking to him about this other project I have of this archaeological find in the Santa Cruz Mountains. He gave me a couple of things to check, which I've already done. He was, I was just trying to get a feel for the man and if he's willing to talk. Am I just bothering? So when I shifted from talking about this archaeological find to this place I have found in Wyoming that has rocks that look like dogs, he really didn't want to engage in that, and he kind of, was done. It was like maybe a 2-minute conversation. I'm doing most of the talking, trying to get him to engage. After this came out, during the winter, the 2 men that died, they were really practically manic. The bloody snowmobile runs out of gas, and you don't follow the track back out, keep going forward. That's really had to be extraordinarily disturbing. Besides, accidentally drowning is one thing. Intentionally walking forward, rappelling down, hundreds of feet into some location in Yellowstone, that just you're a stupid idiot. You really are a complete freaking moron if that's what you're doing. And this is coming from a rock climber, all right? You are way off route and you are following a manic deal. That is the same as the snowmobile guys. That cannot feel good at the House of Fen. Cannot. Break-ins, etc. So I'm wondering, so what I'm going on about is what Denise is saying, that the search goes on for the next level. That would be part of your number 2 deal there, because I don't disagree with the number 2. I find it huge. It's 1-1, right? Well, that finger really is getting. Point is, this one didn't have to be public. Yeah, safer, street level now. Interesting, street level as opposed to up in the air. I see street level is like very pedestrian. To me, I think it just went underground, actually. Eric painted a nice high desert in his scene. Big warriors. Carragher FF in his patriotic war changed the knowledge. He was also my war community. Yep, very important chapter of the poem. Very important chapter. My WAR for me. Yeah, I thought that was an extraordinarily important chapter as well. Doodles, Anthony W. Can you share? Yes, Anthony. He didn't say anything really big. I really got the impression that he really doesn't want to talk about this shit anymore. I got a feeling there are no more. We're not going to hear anything else from Forrest about this. Doesn't have to be public. It was 2 and 4 searchers. Wow. Hey, Texas Shed. Wow, Denise. Everything Denise is saying, I'm fully behind 100%. Absolutely. Denise, did you just recently put up a video? I don't know who's who on here and videos that are out there. So I got a link to some blonde woman who did some really great research, and I don't know, I was just thinking. Symbols, yes. Wow. Time feels close to being 2 omega personality types. Wow. Wow. Blockers in some areas, part of the dome effect. Wow. I got 31 people in here. Well, 31 people. Let's ask some quick questions. So, question 1. So you can just say yes or no to question 1. Would you have left anything behind if you were the finder? Question 1. Leave anything behind? Yes, no. Question 2. Do you think the finder left anything behind? So question 1, would you? Question 2, Susie, stay on task. Okay, so question 2, do you think the finder, mystery finder, left anything behind? So those 2 deals. So no, Gatlin thinks the one who found it didn't, but yes, looks like everybody here in this room, hello Robert, would have definitely. So that's interesting. You yourself, you would, but you think this person who is out there did not. That is our consensus. Was expecting someone that was like him. Well, Captain, that's interesting. Suppose the next question is, the obvious question. No and no. Bang, bang, right there. Okay, so here's the next question to the group. Let me make a note so I don't forget it. You think I just thought of it? No, I forgot it. Weird. No, now I forgot the damn question. So now that I got it written down, would you have brought this to Forrest to announce? Because to me, that's the weirdest bloody thing in this whole thing. All right, so this is, hello, Day. I would have left something behind in this historic. Yes, you see, Day sees the whole big picture. There's people coming behind you. You leave something behind if you never tell everybody the solve, but you can still have a great Facebook group am I in? I don't know. David, well, here, this is me. I am I think this is me on Facebook, so let's try that. And I'm also so that's my stuff on Facebook, which confuses the crap out of me, and I don't like it. All of your deepest questions cannot be answered by anyone but the finder. It is all in the finder's hands. That is absolutely true, Anthony Brace. Right. Whoa, how did you do the double? Oh, I did that. Okay. So yes, find me, and yes, I will look at the number 2 thing on here because I find that extremely interesting. Are you saying the second paragraph, the second sentence? So I'm finding the number 2 thing everywhere all the time, extremely important. So I'll go to the Dal site and I will look at the second paragraph. If you could put that up, Denise, that would be fantastic. But so, Denise, the question I would ask you all, Susie T, Twiggy, here's the question that I would have left to say behind. Yes, see, I think all of us are saying yes. Okay, so 33 people are saying yes. You, the individual I'm talking to here, would have left something behind. Find that very nice, very gracious. That's wonderful, thinking of your fellow searcher behind you who might be coming at this. And or the children, your kids, your friends, you might want to bring to that spot. That would be a nice freaking vacation adventure for whatever reason. All right, so there's that. Yes, Denise, thank you very much for what the information you're bringing forth. We're all agreeing with this. You are voicing the thing we were all saying, right? This doesn't feel right. There's too much information still coming out in veiled hints for one to say that we aren't onto a second part, street level. That's fantastic way of looking at this. You're not flying, we're on street level, we've landed. Interesting. Elvis said the truth is like sunshine. It eventually comes through. I like that. That's nice. All right, so here's a question that I really want to ask all of you. I'm going to try to make it yes or no so it's easy. Would you have brought this to Forrest and had him put it out to the world? Robert, you got to run. Answer first. Would you have brought this to Forrest to bring out to the world? Or would you brought it out to the world and then invite? So it's mixed. So Day, you're saying yes, you would have brought this to Forrest. The likelihood of him being dead was always very high through this. So yes, I would. So Robert says, yes, you would have brought this to Forrest for him to come out into the world. Might create a sticky situation. It becomes much agreed. So we have Taxi said no. Susie would have said no, but the majority is yes, you would have brought this to Forrest for Forrest to announce to the world. I find that very interesting. Creepy, yes. So you all were hoping that Forrest would still be alive. Now, this is not I'm not saying you didn't want to meet Forrest. I'm saying putting the responsibility onto Forrest to bring it out into the world. I find that odd. I would have wanted that all on my shoulders and not bother Forrest. But you all see this as the announcement is Forrest's thing he gets to do. Oh, not to announce me. Okay, so now we have two things. Okay. I don't know. The guy loves something. He so far doesn't seem like a Forrest personality type. Yes, exactly. I could be wrong so far. The finder has nothing to do with 1988 plans of Forrest. Absolutely true. Absolutely. The Forrest still belonged to FF because it's common knowledge that he left it there. Still belonged to Forrest. Well, that's interesting. And as soon as he's printed the book, he made it possible. He said he would have let the world. He would have let the world know. I thought he said there was something in the box that would let the world know. Not him. Not Forrest. Well, yeah, Mark. Everyone would believe me if I'm showing you the. Just imagine it's my face in that desk in the office. How would you not believe me? I'm wearing the bracelet. No ambiguity. You're looking at the freaking box. Everything that you are seeing, but it would be Mark Connor's face attached to it. Now, why would you need Forrest to verify, indeed, this is it, when we are having enough photographic evidence all over the cover of the book? So I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, there's meeting Forrest. Yes, I found the treasure. I want to meet Forrest. Responsibility to announce to the world on Forrest? I can join the thousands of people who participated in the search and would hope they would continue. But, yes. Right. I would want to meet your match of wits. Agreed. But why put responsibility of finding this onto Mr. Forrest? I would have halted it at home and super high waisted man. Thousands of things to check it up. You say about law enforcement, covered by media, friends, etc. Yeah, on the finder. Maybe deaths weighed on the finder, but that's not my, but I didn't put the chest out. I wouldn't weigh on me at all. Huh. Second paragraph. All right, I'll go look it up. Great to thousands of people who participate in survey. Oh, well, there's Denise dropping large bombs all over the place. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. Look at what she's just clearly put out here. You know, it's really poignant. Well, now, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we have really kind of entered the deal here. Look at this. I congratulate the thousands of people who participated in the search and hope they will continue to be drawn by the promise of other discoveries. Wow. And we're seeing a stick in the box. June 6th announcement probably weighs on the finder. Well, now, promise. Well. So, Denise, this is the second line or paragraph. It is one big sentence, isn't it? I congratulate. Wow. Look at this. Look at the, I mean, look at us searchers start taking things apart. Graduate. I mean, graduate. Participated. Wow. Hope, like Bob Hope, will continue. And drawn by the my God. His hairpiece in the Rockies. No. We want to keep that fucking out of our world. Laughing my ass off. Mark, you're goddamn funny. That is freaking funny. Overacting imagination, double-edged sword. Agreed, redneck. Agreed. But nonetheless, we've got this lingering stuff. I am not wanting to say too much. I understand that. I also certainly don't want to convince you of what I am finding. Drawn eye continues. Denise, you're absolutely right. This was on my mind. I always make a little documentary of at what point would you stop searching and then put my information out. But I'm thinking that I'd rather not do that. That's fascinating. Man, I am really I'm really spinning on this one here, Denise. I mean, your connection's stable. Please wait. Oh shit. The end is nigh. I would like to talk if you will. So Lucy and Denise gonna get together and chat it all up. But you know what? If the chase is still on, huh? Suzanne Bagley. That sounds familiar. Oh, Suzanne Bagley, Denise Bagley. Ah, warm, muddy, sand. Well, this is fascinating, guys. Very. What do you mean not? Okay. Right. Yes. Yes, James. That picture is the blaze that I have found out there. Notice it looks like a dog howling. Strange, right? Or not a howling, what do you call it? Or a wolf, baying, you know. So that's interesting, you guys. You really, huh. And the promise of new discoveries. Good Lord. I'd like to congratulate the thousands of people who participated in the search. The word thousands is in itself is K. Participated in the search and hope they will continue to be drawn. Man, that is so lesbian. Facebook, Jack, Captain, really bothering me, kids. I'm gonna have to think on this and come back and ask new questions to you all, because we're getting more questions than answers. Susie's got 30 days. I think Denise is not anywhere near that. Gary is right. The ball of string. Gary? Oh, Carrie? Did he say something earlier about ball of string? Gary. Gary Galloway. What'd you say about Gary Galloway? If you found it in 2018, the death 20 would be weighing on you. Oh. I what you're saying, Gary. Galloway, I see what you're saying. Very good point. You've got the chest. It still goes on since 18. Absolutely good point. That would be, you're right. You were right, very, very, very right about that. That's interesting. Very, very interesting in itself. And Lucy says, hello, world. And so Denise, on her second paragraph, has made a very good point. Yes, if you found it, didn't make an announcement, people died, the weight would be on you. You're absolutely right there. Absolutely right. And hello, Lost Hidden Treasures. Facebook one. Jack, was Jack getting lit up? Okay, that's all good. What I'm not seeing in here is Hooli. That'd be nice. That's okay. Well. I am patient. I believe there is more. Good or bad. There is more. We can all agree. Do we think there's more coming? I think we are expecting a lot more. We need to do one of those. Confess all things. I love to know your thoughts and processes of thoughts on this too. Oh. I found it interesting on page 70 something, where he shows his daughters, but he doesn't say they're twins. Well, they are not twins, but he sure does present them, the two girls, like they are. Yes, there's more. Yes, there's more. More. Everybody knows more is coming. Cool, deep, and wet. Wow. Well. Cool, deep, and wet. Very funny, William. What more is coming? Yes, exactly. Well, the finder needs to talk about what, something. That's one thing. The location might have, but two. I recall, I believe page 2 had something that was interesting as well. The second, as in the second forest His father is I believe the second. I believe William Marvin Fenn the first is Forrest Fenn's father's grandfather, so it could be something like that. There's just a bunch of stuff around the number 2 that I found, if I recall. And now I don't remember. Drawing is art. Yeah, drawing is art. Oh, the promise in the center of the searchers who participated, thousands who are left to keep drawing on. Ah! Damn it, that's poetic and lovely. What if 2 can keep? Ah, there it is. 2 can keep it, one's dead. For crying out loud. Maybe Forrest got rid of the finder and it took the chest back. Believe that 2s are important. Yes. Why does the finder have to talk? You know, you're absolutely lost history and hidden treasures. Finder doesn't have to say anything. Finder never has to come forward. Finder can do nothing. Option 1. Just got his check. We're done. Option 2. By the way, if you do a profile on a searcher, on a treasure hunter, it's about validation. The gold, the treasure that you find, wonderful bonus points, but usually treasure hunters who find big treasure keep searching for more treasures. The idea is that you're looking for validation. In this, we're wanting for validation for all the work and everything we've done. Also, that we're as clever as Forrest, who's this great guy, so it'd be nice to match wits. So, the fact that the person is not getting his validation is very, very odd. Every psychologist, psychiatrist, or studying that has found this, has spoken up without me saying a thing, saying, that's not right. There's something wrong with this. And they aren't searchers. They aren't searchers. The people that are making the biggest noise about this around me are the college students who are in school studying sociology, psychology, all that brain shit. They want to be, help kids. So they're all telling me something's wrong about this, Dave. Something's completely very wrong. One who searches for treasure seeks validation, highest above all else. And to not come forward and get your validation is the opposite of who a searcher would be. How about that? Forrest purchased it back, in your opinion. Don't disagree with that, Denise. But between amateur and professional treasure hunters, actually finding it. No kidding. Well, Redneck, the difference between this and a real treasure hunt. For instance, there's a real treasure hunt within my family. My great grandfather put all the gold doubloons from Spain in the ground because the transition from California to Spain would have been, your family would have been murdered. So if there's nothing to take, then you get to live. So to go and find that and the history of all that is very, very different than what Forrest has done. Forrest is using poetic artistry and license to put us on this crazy big hunt. To seek validation from that is like graduating from life. So I'm not understanding how one does not seek out his validation star. That's not making any sense. So the personality of a searcher seeks validation. The majority of you would love to meet Forrest, but I'm not hearing that you would have Forrest be your announcer. I'm not seeing that that's at all. So very interesting here. You want to be the one seeking the validation. All right. We have zero validation. None. That's what lawyers are for. There makes no sense to not utilize marketing opportunity. Juxtaposed the days it was found. Cast shadow. Wow. These two stories he's talking about. Impressions. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, a lot of the art he deals with is rather impressionistic too, isn't it? Very good point. They would get sued anyway, Lucy. The lawsuits are going to happen. There's no protecting yourself from lawsuits. If you have money, they're going to find a reason to sue you. Was the pending lawsuit that was brewing, was that a thing that Forrest was fearing? I don't think so. Josh Gates. Josh Gates is you would have your own History Channel show. You know what I mean? They would break this up into 8 parts, and it would, here's the first clue. It would be, they'd draw it out. It would be like, so I don't know. What does the finder owe us? It doesn't owe us. Finder owes us nothing at all, nor does Forrest. It's an opportunity that one isn't seizing. Very strange. Who's protecting the finder from the crazies? While the dust settles, community is validated in the movement and revealed. Anything more? Yeah, I can dig that. The only pace what we. What are you saying there, Sparks? Respect to other searchers for validation. I mean, yeah, a selfish point. Even for yourself, you'd want validation. So I suppose the searcher has gotten that by giving this to Forrest. But it's my understanding that this is brought to an office. Papers are signed, searcher walks out, Forrest walks in. So Forrest doesn't even have face-to-face contact with this person at all. It seems like if you're anonymous, is anonymous. There is no being in the same room. So fascinating all the way around. And F says, whoa, F says this: shadow is not cast by a fool. What? F says his shadow is not cast by a fool. I used to think the sun was God, in my opinion. Now it's looking for art. Wow, through the tubes. Oh, the twos, by the way, I always found as double letters. C-R-E-E-K. M-E-E-K. To me, those were the doubles, the twos. And they're all over the poem, especially on the far right-hand side, so you can draw a line between them. So I found that there is drawings within the poem. If you go from the dot in the last period of the word, it says gold and it says gold period. Right? I mean, if you think about it. Anyway, so it says golden period. If you draw a line from that period straight up to where it says followed will lead. So where it says W-I, you want to draw a line between, and you're going to see, anyway. Yeah, I don't remember that quote, cast by a fool, but that's very interesting. Sun casts. Mark Connor, there will be more when the inside woman comes out, in my opinion. Capo will release it. I don't think she knows anything. I don't think she really knows. And yeah, she really acts like she knows something. But this is Capo's kind of almost nervous persona on camera. And it's all cool. The poem is a string ball. Yeah, that is for sure. The only place with my treasures gold be his gallery. That's fascinating. Wow. We're just going to will to you a couple of these. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. Think she knows it all. Susie T, she thinks she knows it all. Well, I think Denise has got big chunks, but she may not have, a main chunk. She's got these parts, but where does it land on a map? Where does it land in a physical location? I don't think the founder will contact Capro. No, I do not. She thinks she. Oh, Capro knows it all. No, she's. I don't see Capro coming off like she knows it all. I see this as a who's trying. I see what you're saying. So, she's trying, and she's in this. She wants to be an on-air personality, and right on. I think I'd like to be an on-air personality. I'm just not quite sure what I want to, how I want to go about it. I'm liking our art conversations, which was what we're having right now, and Denise is well vested into this art conversation. I find that fantasy. Mystery Ball of Stress needs to be solved, maybe. So, she's really bringing up this fantastic point, which I think has all been brewing in the background between all of us. Is this actually over? Is the location that this is at, is that greater than the goal? Is there a story just in that location that we are not, leaning into? Capro, she's a good person, yeah, and she's trying. So, yeah, right on, Gatlin, yeah. But it's on streets. So you've got a street level, which is very fascinating. I'm on BLM land in a piece of triangle property. I think Denise's mindset. Their perspective, yes, and Denise is definitely on her perspective. Denise Baker, Native American woman who would record history with balls of string. Oh, I've heard of this. So interesting that knots, you're tying knots in a string, and wood has knots. That little stick has got little knots in it, which I found very interesting as well. New discoveries, in my opinion, this was a 20,000. But if there was, say, 20,000 there, it would be worthwhile to continue research. Well, here's 3 corners. Wow. So here's an interesting thing. If you make a discovery, doesn't mean you get any money, but your name's in a book. I'm trying to get my name in a book because of the discovery I have made, right? So I made this discovery in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and I can't say that I'm actually trying to get my name in a book. As of about 3:30. Calm down. I like it. I'd like me to be acknowledged, but mostly the site to be acknowledged that it is something. And this is the link to the CBS documentary that was done. Did that come out? Hopefully that'll take you there, Denise, and you can see the little thing. I don't know, Capro. I know of her. Well, we just see her online in this persona she's projecting, and that's what that is. And she means no harm, and she's just trying. Poor woman's been harassed ridiculously, which is bizarre. I don't know why. There were so many. Why does anyone still want to discuss some of a weird thing that we're found in a book? Yeah, I know. If you haven't been in the chase for years, you're not worthy. Lucy Harrelson, yeah, at least a dozen. Some of you seem to be in line with the idea that you would have come to Forrest to then bring the information out to the world. Interesting. If you hired a publicist, I wonder if that would be what the publicist would have recommended. Learning the ropes, teachers with ropes, still not the treasure chest. The treasure chest has been found, but discovered. Yes. Now look at that word red right there in discovered. If you say rediscovered, like it says next to the poem. You said red twice, and it really seems like there's red on both sides. It means something. I don't know what that means, but it definitely has stuff between the reds, between the red spots. And I'm not quite sure what that means, but I think Denise has probably found that as well. I'd love to know more about other people's think too, because I don't know at all. Of course, still, in my opinion, the road to the corner. Wow, nice. Publicist for what? Nobody gives a crap about FF, but especially crazy searchers. True, Gary, but there is a story here. In other words, a treasure hunt is a good story. At least a History Channel would have, dropped small bucks. And depending on where and what it went and what it took to find said treasure, road story. There's a story there. Yeah, Netflix. See, would buy Kerry Pro's little interview. Yeah, maybe. I don't know about those. I think the stuff that is in those interviews wouldn't be good to add with the searcher who finds it. So I think there's a story with the searcher, right? Because we've been living the freaking story of the person from Forrest, right? We've obsessed about Mr. Forrest. Well, there's a massive mystery with said finder. So what is all that? This is really turning into an interesting thing. Denise is really brought out. We're going to give Denise all the credit. Because she's voicing a thing that we're all seeing. All right, she's taking all the information she's been researching, and she's throwing it at the new stuff we're seeing. How can you not? How can you not do that? 2 could be before and after, beginning and end. 2 has a big metaphor. 2 is together. 1 is the loneliest number, therefore 2 is not. Lots going on there. I need to think about this some more, and I think I want to come back probably even later today. It's only 11:30, and y'all are making this, so I think I'm going to come up with some questions that we can leave up, because you guys have altered how I should ask the question. You guys want to meet Forrest, but that doesn't mean you want Forrest to have been the one to have put this all the way out. That's 2 different things. Meeting Forrest because you found the treasure, that's one thing. Having Forrest be the mouthpiece for you, yet another. I don't know if you all would want of that. It's just there's a lot of questions. Maybe the finder stumbled upon it. Pretty unlikely. So we have a person who's completely disconnected from the search, finds it. So therefore, doesn't really have any of the information on how they got to said location. Yeah, that's not likely. That's not likely at all. I'm going to go with confidence. Do you think they found it on their first boots on the ground? No, I think Captain Marvel, there is no way your first boots on the ground is going to take you right to it, because you need a visual reference that you're in the right place, and then you need to then you're going to go, oh wow, I'm in the right place, and then you need to research more. That's what I have found. Was looking for Bill. Hi, Bill. Bill says was looking. It says Bill Gorman was looking for Lucy. What did the autobiography in the chest say? Yeah, we have no idea. Missing by other than the finder at this point. We don't even know if the finders opened it up. Odd. That in itself is bloody odd, right? If the finder's identity were known by the search community at present moment, well, just imagine how bad that would be for that person. I agree, it would be bad for that person by the press, who's going to want to exploit the validation. Popped in to it in a puddle jumper. Ooh, puddle jumper. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that whole thing about puddle jumpers, actually, Silver Sage. I found that, yeah, the Bells and the helicopters did milk run and stuff. So, yeah, Forrest said the finder followed the poem in his book and led him to the spot. The finder sent an email. So he went out in 18, maybe. Some serious restraint on my part not to open that jar. Yes, Gatlin. How could you not? Yeah. Hooli! So what are the three questions? Question 1. Would you have left anything behind? That's a yes or no. Do you think, and then so you can put 1 and then the number. 2, do you think the finder left anything behind? Ah! And then the last question is, do you think the stick was there when they opened the lid? Right? And then I'm working on this other one, which is really bothering me. Is would you have brought this to Forrest to announce? Now, that's different than wanting to meet Forrest because you found it. Would you want Forrest to be your mouthpiece? Why would you do that? I don't understand why you'd want to put that on the old man at all. It just seems like another burden. I don't know. An Anubis coin? Left end. Anubis. Wow. Mark! I gotta make this bigger. I'm starting to squint. My eyes are messing up here. The way you just read that about the poem in the book, you are looking at the wrong poem in the book. Woo! That's really good. Yeah. He was doing inventory, Lucy. That's it. No and yes, yes. So that's interesting. Okay, Huli, right on. Thanks for stopping by, Huli. Right on. Willa Stone, the finder is letting poor old Fen take a lot of heat. See, Lilith, doesn't that seem very odd? I would have never want to put that on that man. I would have loved to have, buy the man lunch and make a big deal out of the video of handing over the bracelet to the man and seeing what he has to say. I mean, all of those moments would have been great to share with everybody. And I don't mean like us, the community, just you and your friends, you would want to do that. Not like you'd want to turn into some media point, just that you would have, I just don't understand. Why? And then and the dates just bother me. FF put the cart, C-A-R-T, in font of the horse. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. I would have loved Dr. I'm a doctor, not a psychiatrist. I'm a gallery owner, not a publicist. You really want a publicist who's going to go, right, okay, what are we selling? Are we selling a book? Are we trying to get a movie deal? Are we just trying to show where this place is? And so then that person helps put this media out. So then you kind of control what the story is that you go out there, and the people would want to pay to hear your story on a talk show. Or there's just so many aspects about this. It doesn't. Def think that the stick was there. I definitely think the stick was there. When you open the lid, the stick was there when you open it. Thus, the stick has vast relevance. Stick figures, it just there's so much about that. Well, how? So you hire his lawyer. Forrest just hires a lawyer, and the mouthpiece does it. So it's a quick phone call. Hi, Forrest, I found your treasure. Oh, you're going to probably want to talk to Bob, the lawyer. He's really good at dealing with these things. And so you got Bob, and you got another guy. You need 2 Bobs. You need 2 lawyers to deal with your lawsuits, your publicists. I mean, here's how it goes. In my area in Denver, I'm going to hire a lawyer to find the good lawyer. And the public, then that lawyer's going to know what publicist is worth dealing with, and then away you go. D-Day. I mean, come on. The D has been found. Or has it? The D. D-Day. So, and then there's V, right? Page 5, as in V, as in Brown versus the Board of Education. The FCC versus George Carlin because he said the 7 dirty words. How about because we're seeing a big A and a big W and there's a V in the middle? That's Alpha and Omega. That looks like Battle of the Sexes. And that was a really big deal with Bobby Riggs and King, right? So what hints are just being laying around right there on page 4, 5, and 6, right? Great way to announce a new discovery. So what is the new discovery? I mean, there's so much going on there. 20 Moon, FF New. Yeah, interesting. Jack threw. Why did you throw away, Jack? I released a statement. See? This is done so. This is done by the man who has all the control. There's only one first, right? First kissed, first time lover. Whoa, sometimes a fisherman Damn it, I'm not reading well today.
Sometimes fishermen exaggerate.
That's how you spell exact. There's no Z. How do you exaggerate? That's how you spell exaggerate? Exaggerate? No. Thanks, Meat Man. You're absolutely right. Sometimes fishermen exaggerate. That is very good. Yeah, this fish is really freaking big. Yeah. Stick and fishing string to reference fishing string. You would have the fishing line wrapped around that line. Interesting. Stick figures, knots and stick. Man, there's just so much with that bloody stick. And then why is the key not bronze? Iron key, iron. See, I mean, something that's rusted that much? I mean, isn't that iron? Silent Z. Yeah, I get it. Silent Z. I know there was such a thing. Knowledge is on the bell. Missing D and P, and he knew it, but just boom. Yes. Bells are rings. Rings sound. Rings of this. I agree. Why is the key not bronze or brass or just copper? Why is it a metal that would rust? The 1 a.m. fisherman. Wow, there you go. AM in itself. Why is the key rusted? Why would he put a key in there that he knows is going to rust? This is a metal. He's not a metallurgist, but he's pouring liquid metal. Now you got to know about how to make bronze, which is copper, cobalt, and tin. 3 metals make the 1 bronze, and it's small fractions, right? Different amounts, different patina. Interesting. This is bothering me. I think you guys are here because it's bothering you. Is this bothering you guys? I mean, maybe that's not the right word. Is this unsettling? How about that? That's better than bothering. He embellishes half truths on purpose. Absolutely. Horace knows we respect everything. Good point, Gary Carlett. That's why we probably need each other. What Gary said? I learned more about the area I was searching in from fishermen than anyone else. Wow, nice going, Gatlin. Very nice, Gatlin Ghost. Very nice. Yeah, that is really great that got you out there talking to fishermen in areas. That's very cool. Just think of how soon this would showed their cars all the time. Yeah, but that's, it's, I don't disagree. This would have been 5 years done. Maybe the real key got lost and someone made a new one made out of steel. Yes, Mark Carner, but those kind of details Forrest does not overlook. Could have been aluminum, cheaper, no corrosion. This was made with a metal that would be known to corrode. All right, let's do some imagine. All right, all right, I have an idea. Pot metal key, rust quick. See, Twig? What? So the key is rusted. That's something to think about. Right. Here, Denise, you're going to really enjoy this. I'm sure you've already done this. But when you look up the Buffalo nickel, look at who the Native American Indian was that they used as the image of the nickel. Apparently there was 5, but it comes down to, I believe it's Iron Tail. Great name for an Indian, Iron Tail. This was a badass Indian chief. This guy was badass motherfucker. Let's just put it that way. No one to be trifled with. And his profile is on the other side of the Buffalo nickel. B side, right? The B side, like out of a 45. What's on the beside? The B side, right? So that's really, really important. So his name is Iron Tail. So now we got tails like tails on birds, tails on airplanes, tail on the seat of your pants. And he's got rust all over his as he slides down stairs, right? Or the fire escape thing, right? Which is, so that stuff is all very relevant. And we're seeing now a rusted key. Well, what's iron but 28? Isn't iron 28 on the periodic table? So we know iron rusts like crazy. Oak Island guys taught me that old steel rusts slower than new steel. Right, because of the amount of iron, right? Or lack of additives, right? Or what it is been added. There's all kinds of stuff around that. When something rings like a bell, it brings back a thought or a memory. Very good. Good question. The key is rusted. That's my next thing to think about. Right on, Denise. Go down that whole deal of, who Iron Tail is. By the way, it very much looks like he was in the Buffalo Bill show. Fascinating stuff. So you got to know that Iron Tail has got to jive with that same page that we are seeing the profile of the buffalo. That page and Iron Tail, periodic table of iron, all that crap goes together on that page. I'm sure you will find a whole bunch of stuff that is going to back up the numbers and or the stuff that you're currently looking at all around it. A key is a key. I mean, good Lord. Did you not see? Now, here's interesting. Somebody go get your book and do look at the back cover. You will notice that the key is sitting on the table next to the chest. Is it the same key? Is it the same key? Open your discoveries with a key. There you have it. That's very, very tangents galore. We need some tea. Absolutely, Twiggy. The question you've got to be answering yourself there, Twiggy, is this over, or has Forrest orchestrated all of this to keep people from killing themselves? Forrest is certainly the iron butt himself. I don't disagree with that. And what's Gary saying? Gary Calloway, exactly. It doesn't look like a stick that has been in a dark, moist chest for 10 years. Thank you. Back to the question. Has that been in there the whole time? And if so, I mean, I do not know what a stick would do in a box over time. I think it would probably just get dry and sit there. Moisturize. Unless something ends. Circumstances beyond his control when the treasure was retrieved. Yeah, finder. left behind good intentions. Interesting. So you think this is a good intention that you should bring it to Forrest? Wow. Ironsides, Raymond Burr. Great TV show. Court case. Fascinating. FF said the bracelet was wet. Well, yeah, everything has condensation inside of a metal box. It would rust, obviously. Remember why he said he put it in? No, Denise. What did he say about the key? Forrest knew it would rust, obviously. Remember why he said. Angela Lassie. Stick correlates with deeper story. Wow, look at this. God damn it, you guys. You guys are promoting that there's more to this than it being. You guys are saying this goes on more than you are saying it's over. Physics told him it was wet. You know, the stick, yeah, he didn't lock it. Yeah, it wasn't locked. You're absolutely right. He didn't lock it. Shadow knows there's more to come. Fascinating. Finder put the stick on top of the chest. Why? We have no idea. We don't know if that stick was in there when it was. We don't. The stick is an anomaly. Was it in there the whole time? He opens up the lid. You see a stick? Maybe the stick was the blaze. The string was tied to the stick and to the box. Wow, that's very right. That's why not, right? Like fishing line, you wrap fishing line around it. Stick like stick figure. That I mean, what the hell, right? What the hell with stick? The fact that he draws stick figures, the fact that the word wood shows up at the second to last line in the poem. All right, let's wrap this up because I think we want to come back and talk about this some more because here's what we all need to think about. Was the stick in there when he opened the lid? If so, why? What's it mean? Stick, pencil, drawing, knife. Stick, pencil, draw. Denise, I'm on you. I'm with you 100%. I'm saying this as a way to carry on a conversation because I want to go away and come back. So I'm trying to put this out there as a thing that we can carry on a conversation with. My little walkie-talkie conversation here. So Denise, I'm fully on board with you. You should, be great to communicate further. Let's do the. I think we have communicated. Not sure. Design. Can't spell my own. I can't spell. Let's do this. Moment. I'm having a moment. Jeez, I go through these moments where I just cannot even see letters. So let's just do this. Hey, click. Hey. Click. Click, 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 click. Wow, it's getting warm in here. I gotta turn on the air. Where is it? Wow, so. All right, let's try this again. All I know is, thank goodness Forrest knew how we would all feel about keeping the fishing line going. There's a very good point. I think it just was standing on end because the front was bent dirt side. Yeah. Petroglyph coffee. Peace. Got a plane to catch. Hell, very good. Good luck with the plane catching thing there. Good luck with all that. Tall tree stars. Okay. I got to catch up on all this. Stick drawings. Yes, of course, all the stick drawings. That's so, All right, so I'm trying to. Oh. Wow. All right. So, please, if you wanted to, there's my email. If you wanted to communicate, we can do some communicating, because you are doing the same. What do you call it? Deconstruction of everything that I have done. It sounds like they are or similar. I mean, I'm deconstructing page numbers, lines. I'm counting lines from top to bottom. What word falls on word from this over here takes me all that. Sticking it to you. Damn right, Bill. He stuck it to you. I like that. Yes. Initially, I made a comment to about Toby. I think I said he was clueless, and that's not fair to say. I'm thinking Toby is a brave man for putting himself out there, and I just wanted to say, thank you for his show and everything he's done. I do not want to put down Toby. I just say that because he comes off like he knows something, because he sounds like he knows something. Like, okay, for instance, he's told me it can't be that. Well, that means that he thinks he knows something. So, but we are all clueless until we are holding something that equals that you have found it. So I cannot, in all fairness, say that he is clueless. And it's not fair. He is no more clueless than I am clueless. So to that degree, I think I can say that to be fair. Just to be, I don't want to create bad vibes within community and say this and that about somebody. So I really need to, there's my flippant comedic kind of way of answering thing, and then there's actually stopping and thinking and how should you, be polite. And I just wanted to make sure publicly I'm not putting down Toby or anything like that. I think he's doing a great job. He takes care of a demographic. He's broken ground. He's put a thing out. So I'm just wanted to make sure that I'm saying that about Toby. At the same time, Bill Goodman's really his mouth likes to go off, and that's fine. I think it's always very important that we get to say what we want to. Very opinionated. Ross is saying yes, much opinion. I'm trying to have less opinion and more artistic communication, which means you get to say red matters to your thing. Maybe it's not all painted in red, but maybe red matters over here. And so we need to pay attention to that. And I'm saying this in the most abstract way, right? So, the wonderful things that Denise has brought up today, fantastic. Breaching new ground, showing us how little things could have meaning somewhere. These are all wonderfully enriching concept ideas and visions of a thing that we are doing, easily applied to your everyday. And so to this degree, I like to create this environment where we all get to express. So I'm apologizing if I try to be one-sided. That wasn't fair. Needed to say that. Probably should say it at the beginning. But I do believe red matters. See? Redneck. We're all just a part of one big, elaborate, highly dysfunctional family. Oh, good God, you are so spot on, redneck. God damn right. This is Davio's AA meeting. Come on down. This is ACA and AAA. We are all here throwing out ideas. And the less we squish other people's ideas, the more we fill concepts. More concepts are in this big vat of whatever we're making. So concepts today that we have brought up: is the chest actually over? Could the location the chest be found be more important and or relevant than the actual chest? Fascinating concept. So in other words, yeah, okay, Skippy Bob, searcher dude, found it. Way to go. Okay. Way to go. Good for you. What if Silver Sage found the very same location, found the bloody location, and he goes forth and tells the world, well, now Silver is the story. Great. Tripendicular Bobby found box and decided to go quiet. Terrific. But Silver Sage is the one that's put all the parts together to show us this is where it's at. I think Silver would have a community that did want to mail $5. If 1,000 people mailed that guy $5, I would. Thank you for telling us. You know, it'd be like going to a movie to find out what happened. I'm all fine for hearing that story. Here's your find out. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that there is alternatives to this. Now, let's say it's our girl Denise. Denise, through amazing diligence of code breaking, let's say, has come down to a GPS coordinate. Bang, and it takes her to where clearly it looks like a box had been sitting next to a tree, a post, whatever the hell. And it's there, and there we go. She photographs, this looks like the location, right? We will never know unless Finder and or Forrest says, yes, my dear, you're right. Well, what if we all agree? What if she puts out the information and we agree because of our experience that looks like more likely where it was than not? Interesting, right? These things are what are afoot right now, and this is kind of what we're all kind of talking about. It's an interesting. This is all about how good a storyteller you are. That's what it's coming down to. We want to know the story. Hey, JK, we want to know the story. We want to know, and James Casey, right on. We will have to buy the book to see the final solve. Right. So, I mean, there's a ready audience for 1 million people just for this. So I would imagine crowdfund a solution. Wow. Wow. Forrest did not say the chest was found. You're right, Bill. He said the treasure was found. Was it an old treasure or a new treasure? So Bill's doubting what we saw in the video is actually being it. Today, Bill, we've been mostly commenting on the things we are seeing as opposed to an overall concept. In other words, we're seeing a rusted key. Why would he allow a rusted key be part of this? Why is there a stick sitting on top of this? Would the finder have left something behind? These are all, this is an interesting idea there, Gary. Denise, yes, at first. I was thinking, no, now, yes is in my opinion. See, yes, the location gives the story. Wow. All right, well, we've come a long way in 2 hours. Denise, Gary, James, everyone in the room currently, you really got to appreciate what we are saying. Denise says you already have. Yes, at first, but now she's saying you already have considered this. Yes, I've been considering this pretty much the very first day I heard the dates. I'm like, and at 9 o'clock at night, I was sitting there with this incredible baffled look on my face going, and with lots of pain simultaneously. Rusty key and stick have symbology. See, absolutely, Bill. Bill's on the same page. Put it out there. Is it the story? Whoa. So Denise is of the opinion that this is just adding to the story, that we have gotten rid of the surface level searchers who think they can find it in a weekend. No, he said chest. Oh, now I'm confused because I'm talking too much and you're answering after I talk and there's a delay. So I'm sorry, Denise. Could you make your point, because you're making good points? I'm being lost. You already have. Yes, at first he was. So I'm not quite sure what. Yeah, I'm lost. So I'm just trying to review and get out of here. End this so we can go on to the next thing. We think this is not over. There is more to the story. I think we can all agree to that. We don't know what that means, but it sure doesn't seem like this is ended. The story is how it's found. The story is the location. The story is how the finder finds it. The story is interesting. Is rust? Rust is the key. Yeah, totally. Stick represents the staff of Moses. Well, a piece of wood can represent epilogue. It can represent a stick. It can be part of Moses. It can be the stick you put the string around when you're fishing. It can be Stickman. Could be all this. Release my theory. Interesting. So it's over. Yep. I think it is over, but there's a story. Maybe that's what we're looking at here. Especially with Coin Collector 2. Huh. It just grew in there. This seems of our pictures to Moses. Yeah, I think this is the tree just grew in there. So all right, so we have too much information laying around for us to say to walk away. All that is left is the location story. Well, right. The location solve story from the finder. Gary, I agree, but I think that could be a hell of a story. The location. What is the story about that location? What is going on there? Sticking in the shadow. Too far wall. Sorry, doing more than one thing at a time. Oh, right on, Denise. Outstanding. Well, email me if you'd like to chat further. Whatever. I'm just, yeah. I'm kind of left kind of scratching my head, thinking that I need to talk about this more with you all because you all have got some great input. You all are contributing wonderfully to this. I'm going to leave this one up, so this conversations can still go on. You know, the questions are still being asked. Do you think the finder left something behind? Would you leave something behind? Do you think there are hints about some further adventure? So it's over for many. I think it's over for 3/4 of the people, but I think the people who have been in it for a long time see that there are still stuff coming out. SF Miles from SF, Colorado. Yeah, why not? Why not? Solve story are going to be in the book. I would say, yeah, some kind of book. But, man, I don't know. When it's over, it's over. It's over. Yeah, Gary, you want more information. It's over for you, so you put stuff away like I have. But Denise is making me want to pull out all my stuff again. I mean, here's why I haven't put out. So I want to do a video, and I want to call it, At What Point Would You Stop? And I was going to show really big, blatant chunks of my soul and put it out, right? Like, here's the start, here's the next thing, here's the next, and the actual physical location to work. But at this point, I'm wondering if I should not do that. And I don't think I'm not going to release any more of my information. Not just yet. Not till I go out there one more time. And I think I want to film it on a continuous walkthrough, which would be really flowy video. So I was thinking of doing that. All right. Thank you. Well, Gary, I deleted all my notes and research. Yeah. Only have 2 books, Fly, Water, Let, right? Look for that marble gaze. I can dig that. Marble as in Denise. Imperial Geyser, happily ever after. Jerk card uses to be Imperial Force. The Emperor. The Emperor has no clothes. Maybe the finder is a nut job and is out there chasing Bigfoot. Ron Riggio, you want to go and look at this guy's website, all right? It'll melt your brain. Okay, you want to go to that guy's YouTube site and you want to listen to what he has to say, all right? And your opinion on what Bigfoot is and what that is wandering around out there in the mountains, radically going to change there, Ron. Radically going to change. The wool will be pulled off your eyes. You will definitely see what is going on in the forest. Because if you're the city guy, this information on howtohunt.com is going to melt your brain. Guarantee it. This is a guy. This doesn't bullshit. Doesn't lie. There's no fucking around with this cat. All right? He works with Dave Paulides. Dave Paulides, very respected police sergeant from San Jose. And the research that he's done, jaw-dropping. I think there's much you should look at, and you'll really enjoy what this man's got to say at howtohunt.com. Imperial Geyser, Forest the Emperor. You say when you name someone who's been putting all the answer. Yeah. Well, Bill, your answers aren't exactly clean and clear to this to that. There's a lot of wonderful artistic ambiguity in there. So I can't say if you're the person who's been hiding stuff in plain sight, it's not obvious or plain. So a little clarity would go far. Place what never stops me. Rain, rainbow, Debbie Potts, Moon Canyon. Whoa, that sounds fascinating. It's at the top of a creek. What is that? Nice. Forest wears purple. Fascinating. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Most kind. Let's reconvene and ask more questions. You guys are really not. I don't recommend it. Jack says don't give it up yet. Yeah, I'm with you, Jack. Okay, I'm with you on that. FF has given title yet? Whoa, yeah, has. That's a good question. Hey, Redneck, peace to you as well, brother. Right on. Right on, right on. Nonfiction fairy tale title. Whoa, he always wanted to write a non-fiction fairy tale. The title is What I Wanted More. Whoa. San Jose Fort. The South Fork. That's okay. Wow, I'm sick of my rain. Well, wonderful chatting with you all. Thank you very much. Really wish this was more two sides. We're all in the same room. Denise, lovely information. Really great to keep the imagination juices flowing. I'm thinking this is very, very fascinating. Very fascinating. Was the stick left in the box? And why, if it is, why are we seeing clues after the bloody thing's been found? I mean, it's fascinating. So you found the treasure. I've got the box. Now I'm just getting some hints and clues to yet give me more information about something more. What I miss? Speech therapy. Oh, very good. Oh, with your son. Oh, outstanding. Treasures in the vault. Very interesting. JK, of course. Asking questions. Lucy, as always. Pardon me, excuse me. Do you think the finder left something behind? If you were the finder, he's nonverbal. Oh, then this is a massive amount of work, Lucy. So God bless you, and you are a wonderful mother for being there and trying. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Purple is regal. Purple hearts. Purple could be a shape. That's interesting. Purple, I believe, is also like number 6 on the pool balls, because the pool table of the game seems to be very, very, very important. So it also could mean a number. If you look up the color and numbers of pool balls, it could be that, which is about like a rainbow. All right. So questions we were asking: would you have left anything behind for other searchers? Do you think this finder left anything behind? Okay, and was the stick inside the box the whole time? If so, what's it about? Poof would be good. Poof, poof. Hey, stick is not weathered like the contents. No, disagree. So the big question here, there, Mr. USA, which has gotten me thinking from yesterday, is the treasure is one thing. It has a monetary value. We're going to call it $2 million. Okay, that's that. Is the location more important? Is the destination some kind of historical artifact in itself, and that has its own importance? Thus, why we are still getting hints. Found on 6/6. 10 years, 1 day. The 157th day of the year, 157th word in the poem is treasure. What? What else? The June, just June itself. It's his sister. We're only so many days away from Father's Day. D-Day, it's D-Day. There are so many things about this that are odd. The box, one thing. The story of the location might be another. What is going on that we are seeing a photograph of it sitting there on the ground in the location with a rusted key? Doesn't have to be rusted. That could have been aluminum. That could have been any other metal. But no, that key rusted. And it rusted right on a coin, and we can actually see where that happened. Why is he taking us back to rust? Rust, as in what happened to his pants, to his butt, his tail, as he slid down the fire escape. Got rust all over his britches. Why are we showing us a rusty key that clearly is not made out of the same thing the box was? Why? Turquoise pool, imperial bracelet, one game of pool. Totally. I mean, you dive into the pool. Has a deep end, a shallow end, it's water. It's also a table, just like on page 104. You're seeing that there look like a pool table. Pockets. You're seeing his father with his hand in his pocket on page 144. 43, 45. So why? Why are we seeing these things? More after the fact, this stuff that we're seeing totally dovetails into stuff that we are currently seeing in there. I'm wondering out loud. It's day. Today's day. D-Day. It's day for day. The woman who visits us in here, her name is Day. And it's D-Day. It's day for day. Nice day. 24 lines. Day is important. 24 hours, 24 lines. Super important. Written in the stars. Just doesn't stop. Written in stars. So that makes you think of the Palace. The Palace is like where George Carlin played. Bing, Bing Crosby. Natalie Wood, Miracle on 34th Street, right? We're just oh my God. Stars, movie stars, right? Gypsy Rose Lee is Natalie Wood. So, too many questions. Remember the Robert Redford movie, Too Many Secrets? Is that called Sneakers? Sneakers as in your shoes, sneaking around, sneakers. The deal in that movie, which was Ben Casey and Robert Redford and Joaquin Phoenix, one of his last movies. Secrets, too many secrets, right? Very interesting, that whole thing there. So I definitely see key is not everlasting, forest wants to live on, meaning the story is more important than the rust. Wow. Rust is a hint. Iron rust. See? Just like that. I mean, two items. What we call it? Rustic. We're seeing a stick and rustic. Rust and yeah, there's too many words. See? Wasn't that the point of the chest? For it not to end, forest passes on the baton to reach us upon us. Yeah, see? Natalie Wood. Splendor in the Grass, 1961. Absolutely. Love the key research. Place, Kingdom, Imperial. Yes. See? Key, as in when you look at a map of a baseball stadium, the little box in the bottom that is telling you what the map is, that's a key. Look at the map for Fenway Park. All the numbers that we've been talking about are in that key. Okay, Ted Williams knocking the ball 500 feet to section 42. Arch Doorway is in section 111. Super important. There's more. Rusted Red Ford. Bill's got a whole thing about abandoned car out there. It's got everything to do with his song. The fact that we've got Red and Ford tells you Red Ford, and that on page 1, 2, 3, yep, the page where you're seeing all the fishing going on, the movie time on A River Runs Through It is 1:23. So I think there are some things going on here. There's something going on. Something is going on. I definitely think so. I think we're not over yet. Something going on here, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know what it is. Denise knows it. Lucy's got a feeling. Was a Carlin fan. It would be outstanding. You know what, Marty? I know he was a George Carlin fan because he changed everything. George Carlin did an LP called AM and FM, the 7 words you can't say on there. And it was that radio station versus the FCC. There's those C's again that we keep looking for, right? So that has a number, and that number is relevant, right? Because this versus someone is forever in history, especially the big ones like the FCC against the Brown versus the Board of Education, right? Put in below the home of Brown. That's kind of what I was thinking that all meant right there. W, I think, is verified. Way back key is metal. Yep. Absolutely. Verified way back. Very metal. Metal. Very, very metal. Why is it rusting? Didn't have to be a rusted key. Let's get back to this later. You guys are great. Thank you very much. Sammy, we should talk. Because things have kind of changed from the idea I had yesterday. My brain's tired. See, Denise, my brain's tired. I got to take a break. I got to get a little nap in, and we'll reconvene. But you know what, Denise? It's giving you a headache because you're holding all the parts, and you can see all the parts, and you're starting to see that this part's looking a lot like that part. And all this information over here, wow, it looks like it's related to all this information. Yeah, we have a lot of parts, man. Yep, my brain's tired. We're getting exhausted from all this. Absolutely. Too many strange little connections. Like Natalie Wood. You know, she's the little girl in Miracle on 54th Street, which takes you right to Christmas and Frosty the Snowman and all that kind of stuff. Fascinating stuff. George Carlin. My shit is stuff and other people's stuff is shit. So here's the deal about George Redneck. He did a freaking, his last show was, you know, can a kid just play with a stick? You know how much you have to go to like a toy store to buy a stick? That was his deal. Doesn't a kid ever get to just play with a stick anymore? You gotta remember, George Carlin was the first one on Saturday Night Live. He opened that show. Right? That was a big deal. Saturday Night Live changed television. Right? Live TV came back. So something about Carlin. Right? We're seeing that Carlin and Red Ford, I think, might come together. I think there's some place where they come together. Could be on a talk show. I don't know. There's something that brings those two together. Maybe at Sundance. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to thank you. I'm exhausted. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you some more. Y'all are bringing out some really good stuff, and you're being really nice and civil to each other. And I think that is really nice. And we agree. At the very least, something else is going on here. There's more information to come out that is extraordinarily poignant. Besides Finder, we're talking on Forrest is releasing these photos. This is all Forrest. Forrest releasing photos. We're seeing Forrest sitting there. I don't know who's behind the camera, if it's his wife or lawyer or nonetheless, this is the stuff we're getting from Forrest. So Forrest is still putting forth information. Wow. What the hell's going on? Let's leave it with that and come back to figuring out what is going on. We all had fun, and we still are having fun. We are still on that same mind of what is going on. Curiosity is still thick. Brains are still, gears are in. Clutch is out, gears in, we're going. Okay? I think we'll come out in the next few weeks, months. Absolutely. We're all expecting that. But there's nothing wrong with trying to second guess and figure out, well, what's going on? I mean, the early birds, which is us, are speculative now against what comes out. That's very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So let us go further on that. Let us think some more on this. This is interesting. Talk further. I'm going to talk a little bit later on with my buddy Sammy and see what we have. Oh, good. So hallelujah. Get your computer on. Oh my God, it took 8 times. You got to get that bug out of there. Right on, Bill. Hope your gear keeps working. And we're looking forward to any documentary you put out. Your stuff is beautiful and artistic, and I think it's terrific. So the creativity that you're doing, Bill, right on. And I hope you're well, and what you're dealing with is monstrous. So, best of luck to you. It's the thrill of the chase. You gotta love it. It's still going on. That is the fun part, trying to predict what will happen. Right on, Lucy. Well, let's keep that up. Let's come up with some questions that we can then use to predict. Let us keep the juices going. Many questions still afoot that are on Forrest's table. That's our metaphor, on the table. We are seeing the treasure yet on a table. We can thank the shy guy for that. Maybe if he comes out. Oh, he's in the closet. He's in the closet with Tom. We wouldn't have gotten this much more. Yeah, exactly. The silence of that guy is driving us. So that is, and you're not dying. Bill, you're not dying. This is outstanding, Bill. Fuck no. You've just got some gnarly blood and you're doing well. So I'm sorry if I tried to project that you were dying. That would be the incorrect saying. Thank you, Bill. I don't know how much publicly you tell everybody about your health, but the little bit I have seen is that you were definitely struggling and it was not comfortable. And it just seems very life-threatening and you're not dying. So much love to you, Bill. Let us heal and move on. Right on. Right on, right on. So let us see that video, Bill. We want to see it. Come on. Let's see it there, Gordon. We want to see it. Much love to you, sir. I hope you are, healing and getting better. So I'm sorry if I, put out misinformation. It's going to rain today, maybe. Off we go. Thank you and much love to everyone. Pushing buttons, walking away, pushing buttons. Susie Fenhaven, much love to you, dear. Love what you're doing out there. Glad you're back. Susie's back. Yay.